dimension.
Predictions for 2021.
Any questions?
Do you remember the future?
Hello. This is Adolph, and I have basically the whole crew here. Let's go in seniority list. Classic Jake.
Greetings, Earthlings.
Krista.
Hi, folks.
And New Jake.
Hi, everybody.
And welcome to the 2021 3D Prediction Show. And before we get into the predictions, let's do a little bit of catharsis. 2020 was a really bad year. Probably the worst year of my life. I don't know about y'all. What do you guys think?
It's a competition between 2016 and 2020, but 2020 definitely tried its best to surpass 2016.
Yeah, I did not.
At least it had something to do with 2016.
Yeah, I didn't think 68 and 77 could be topped as worst years, and or 70. Well, 74 was pretty bad too, but 77 was really bad. But I didn't think they could be topped. But 2020, hell, I think 2020 might even top some of those years that half of Europe got wiped out by plague.
Because the 2020 affected everyone on Earth, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, different countries have different terrible years. You know, Americans had a bad 2001, but the rest of the world was fine. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
like I had a bad 2016, but everyone had a bad 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And partially because we have to take this catharsis, the 2020 predictions that we had, some of them may not.
I feel like none of them are relevant because
relevant, and some of them may be delayed, and we may repeat for this year because half of the 95% of the movies came out or didn't come out, so we could recycle that, and I think that's fine. I do want new predictions as well as some recycled ones. We're gonna, count that as a doubling down prediction, which is fine. It's fun. There's definitely some predictions that I said before in previous years that I have enjoyed that I want to recycle as well. So, before we get into any of that, let's honor those who have passed. There's too many people to name, and just give like a couple seconds for dead air, and that will be a moment of silence to honor all those who have died. Now, let's get started. Let's try to have some fun. As always, we try to do the predictions from last year and come back. Now, we're going to have some sound effects. So just to try to make things a little more fun, that would be the sound if someone gets it wrong. That would be the sound if someone gets it right. That would be the sound if there's like partial credit. So, who do you guys want me to go after first? With the predictions from last year.
Well, I guess they're going to point to the senior member of the crew.
So I guess that's me. Since I was here first.
That's true.
I'm totally fine with this. I'm totally fine. So I said, prediction that Trump would criticize Wonder Woman 1984 because of the character of Maxwell Lord. That did not happen.
I don't think he even noticed Wonder Woman because
he's too busy.
He's on his own bullshit.
Yeah.
I
actually still won.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to make Nancy Pelosi president. I don't know why, but that's what he's doing.
So that prediction was a no. Alright, so let's keep going here. If it gets too annoying, I could stop the sound effects, but let's just try to keep it fun. So, Jake, one of the predictions that you had was that it's going to be a bad year for Warner Brothers outside of Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah. That was a bad year for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually got something right. And boy, was it a bad year for Warner Brothers.
So that one I will say is partial credit.
Yay.
Not because exactly Wonder Woman and I mean Tenet did decently, and Birds of Prey did decently under the circumstances, and Wonder Woman's doing well ish. All keywords there, kind of, but everyone else did suffer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Krista, we're gonna go in turns. You said, all right. There's some stuff here that is fun and horrifying. No offense, Krista. You said Onward will make more money than Soul.
Oh, I feel like that is I don't know how much money Soul made, but that's probably definitely incorrect, right?
No, that was absolutely correct. As of right now, we're recording this on New Jake. Tell me the date and time, please.
It is January 3rd, 4:15 Eastern Standard Time
On 2021.
of 2021. Yes.
Yeah.
So Onward made 141 million worldwide, and Soul, as of right now, today, recording this, has made 7 million worldwide.
Oh, well, Soul is... I feel like Soul is definitely going to surpass Onward.
In 2021, not in 2020 as you predicted.
That's fair.
So I'm going to say you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right.
Onward did not make nearly as much as it should have, or as much as I thought it would.
But neither
Well,
is
it's not the
Soul.
movie's fault, though.
No, Onward came out before the pandemic.
Like, right before.
It was just right around the time.
Yeah,
it hit,
literally. Yeah, I did get stared at wearing a mask in the theater.
All right, so other predictions. I said Top Gun Maverick would be released in 3D in China, but not in other parts of the world. And obviously, that didn't happen, but it might still happen this year, so I don't know.
Oh, so you doubling down or let it slide?
I'm just going to say that's what I predicted last year. I don't know if it's going to happen this year. I'm just going to let it go. But I'm just putting out here everything we said.
Okay.
All right. Jake, you said Black Widow will be profitable, but not break $1 billion, but be a failure. Well, I guess that's unknown.
Technically, it is a failure. It hasn't come out and hasn't made him any money. So for 2020, yeah, it was a failure. But for 2021, who knows? It could be great. It could be very profitable for him. But that's still a buzzer.
I mean, I'll say we don't know, so we just leave that alone. We won't make a sound effect for I don't know if that is actually or not. I guess we could do. Nah, we just keep going. So Krista, here's another one that you said. Wonder Woman will break $1 billion.
What's it at right now?
It's not that high, but I mean, it's not $1 billion, so.
It's 1/10 of the way there.
Hey, the crew, the actors and the crew, they got their $1 billion bonuses. Does that count for anything?
I guess.
Wait, what?
And the viewership is really high too on HBO Max.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going here. I said that in 2020. Now we'll get to the crazier predictions a little bit later, but we're gonna just go through all the straight ones first. Birds of Prey will be in 3D but a China only exclusive. Nope. All right, Jake, you said Collider shuts down in 2020. Now, it's interesting. Like a week after we did this podcast, Collider did cancel several shows. So, did you know something about Collider going down?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I would say that a winner.
Sure, they had just fired a whole lot of people. So, and it was their backbone. It was the people that were the most fan favorite. So I figured if they're that dumb to get rid of the people that drive traffic to their site, they're going down.
All right, Krista, you said that Birds of Prey will be a flop. Now, it has made $200 million worldwide, which in normal years would not be good, but in 2020 it was actually not too bad. So I don't know if that's a flop or not. It's actually in the top 10 of 2020. So
Considering the circumstances, that's successful. In any other circumstances, that would be considered not that successful. So it's hard
I'd
to...
still give it to her.
it's such a weird. I don't know what that is. I guess
That's the partial credit one.
Yeah, it's the golf clap sound effect. All right, I said Mulan will make most of its money from the Asian market. Westerners will complain it's not like the cartoon. I think that was pretty damn good.
It was a big flop in China.
I think everyone hated it.
True.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. God. Oh.
So Mulan made $60 million worldwide. And 40 of that million is in China.
Okay, so it did.
Wow.
It did make more money in China, but like
Wow,
barely.
that is surprising considering the hate they had for it.
All right, let's keep going here. Jake, you said that Dune is going to be like Blade Runner 2049, and that it's going to be really well liked by the press and good reviews, but no one's going to watch it. Now, Dune has delayed to 2021, so I guess that we don't know for sure yet.
Yeah, and I'm doubling down because I still think that scenario is most likely what's going to happen,
Okay.
unless it gets postponed due to Legendary going into court and Warner Brothers retaliates by pulling the Legendary movies, or who knows, a judge may order them pulled from schedule because it's going to be ugly.
All right, Krista, you said that Venom 2 is not as good as Venom 1, which we don't know yet because it hasn't come out yet. So I'll let that pass. I'll go ahead and continue this last one from you, Krista. Jungle Cruise does not do that well, which we don't know yet, so don't know.
I'm gonna stick to that one because even though I personally am looking forward to Jungle Cruise, I see no way. I mean, I don't know why anyone's gonna care at this point.
Yeah.
I said Onward would be a huge hit. No, it was not.
Hey, it's in the top 10 worldwide.
I said, well, okay, I'm going to give myself the sound effect for Onward. Soul will be a moderate hit, but not capture the imagination of kids, which, no, not really. I mean, I don't know if kids are really watching it. It came out a week ago, so it's kind of really, but I don't know if that's considered a hit or not because it's only on Disney Plus, so I don't know. All right, Jake, you said Eternals will break $1 billion.
No, I said won't break $1 billion, but it'll be a hit.
Yeah. So,
with that, because I think the director, because I think she's has a great shot at winning best director and best movie in the Oscars this year, and just for Nomadland, and I think that's going to translate into interest for Eternals.
So you also said, I'm going to go through your list. Just keep going through them. There's not that many left.
Okay.
3D will get a boost from VR. No.
Not really.
All right. We will love Jungle Cruise. I don't know. We'll find out this year, hopefully. You also said World War III will happen in this year, 2020. That did not happen.
But
I don't like it.
I feel like an equivalent level of global disaster happened, so I feel like that's partial credit.
Yeah, I demand a recount.
Where's Rudy Giuliani?
Yeah. Is Ted Cruz gonna fight for this?
You said Gambit will finally come out, or this is some stuff here is a decade. We won't get that much into the decade because it might still happen because the decade's still, this is 1 year in. So Gambit, you still think that's going to happen this decade or nah?
No.
Okay, Lionsgate becomes its own Hollywood studio. I don't know.
It's a possibility if they buy MGM.
Okay. This one is a big one that you said. You were joking. Let's make sure we may say this. You said
Okay.
The Rock and Tyler Perry will form a production company and quote-unquote overthrow the Trump criminal family and establish temporary martial law until democracy can get back online in America.
Oh, I wish that happened. I don't remember saying that.
I don't remember hearing that, but that's amazing.
I want to see the movie. I want to see that movie.
Alright, and Krista, you have some stuff here that I want to say. Some for the decade. You said you were dreading the future politically, not going in a good direction, increased polarization, and said, quote unquote, people are going to die.
Like people are gonna die.
Yeah.
Got that right. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, we know what to get her now for her birthday, a magic 8-ball. Actually, she doesn't need a magic 8-ball.
She'll need a Ouija board next.
Yeah.
I feel like that has been blatantly obvious for years.
But people are going to die, quote Krista, in 2020.
I feel I there's like, oh my god, there's so many like tweets from like people in like the early 2020 that like just like looking at them now is like, oh my god, we were all psychic.
Yeah.
Alright, you also said that the only people that have a chance in 2020 are Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Biden. And if Biden wins, he will get nothing changed. Nothing fundamentally will change. Do you still feel that way?
It's a bit too early to say on Biden. I feel like I don't know how to phrase this. Kind of Biden is actually leaning more left now than he was during the primaries, but not nearly as left as he probably needs to go for anything to actually change. I think some things will change, but not nearly enough.
Okay. Now let's wrap up my predictions. Ghostbusters Afterlife would be considered a disappointment, which we don't know yet because it's been delayed, so maybe.
Well, yeah, it's a disappointment because we haven't seen it yet.
Dune will flop, but make money overseas, don't know. Said Morbius will flop, don't know. Jurassic World 3 trailer release and be amazing and ridiculous. No, that did not happen last year, which Jurassic World 3 did film even with COVID, so that's kind of weird. Live action Legend of Zelda movie announced by Disney. No, that did not happen. Alright, other ones. If we could record next year and the world doesn't end, we'll plan on it. So, yeah, look at that. Maybe 3D or 2D becomes a multi-billion-dollar company and we'll be able to double our patrons. No. We did get a new patron.
Yay! Yay!
Golf clap.
So we did get a third patron on Patreon. That is something. Now, other things I predicted. Super Mario movie trailer will release and be very funny. No. Sonic movie will be released in 3D. No. Tetris movie trailer will be released and everyone will hate it. No. Uncharted will be delayed to 2021. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Disney buys out Sony. No.
Please, God, no.
No more.
All right. I said there's going to be a global economic depression.
Yep.
Sorta, yeah.
Sort
A
of.
nice recession
Economic.
happened. A
Economic.
golf clap.
So no, I would give it to him because we've definitely got a spiritual depression and a mental depression.
You gave yourself both.
Oh, and this one. Welcome to the terrible 20s.
Yeah. It'll get better.
Yeah.
Disney buys back Marvel characters from Universal. No, did not happen. CBS makes the Star Trek movie with Chris Pine. No, and an original movie, which will be a big hit. Unknown. I did say Bernie Sanders would win the Democratic nomination and then win the popular vote 55% in the presidential election. No, unfortunately. I mean, Biden's good enough, so good enough for now. So the rest of this stuff is for the future, for later in the decade. Now, let's get into movies that we were looking forward to and dreading for 2020, and we can see how we were there. I was dreading Minions 2, which I am still dreading. I am dreading SpongeBob, which I'm still dreading. I am dreading Morbius, which I'm still dreading because none of those movies came out. I was looking forward to Wonder Woman 1984, which for me was a big disappointment. I was looking forward to Onward, which I liked a lot, but a year later, I kind of barely remember the movie. And I was looking forward to The Croods 2, which I have not seen, but New Jake, you confirm that was not great?
Yeah, that's all I can say. Not great.
Okay, Jake, classic Jake. You were looking forward to King Kong versus Godzilla. Are you still looking forward to that?
Yeah.
You were dreading the New Mutants. How was New Mutants?
I can't believe I risked my life to see that in a theater.
Same, dude.
It was terribly mediocre.
Oh, there's another prediction that I forgot to mention. You said that Soul would be Academy Award winner for Best Animated Picture. Now, we don't know yet because the Academy has not done the awards, but I think that's still very likely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something would have to happen where it was disqualified for some reason. That's the only way it's going to lose because it's so far and above what else is going to compete against it.
Okay, Krista, you're looking forward to Pixar movies and Onward. How do you feel about that?
Onward was kind of a disappointment. It was fine, but Pixar is better than fine.
Yeah.
Krista, you were dreading Mulan. How did that work for you?
I was right all along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you also agreed with our patrons that you were dreading the decreased amount of 3D movies in 2020.
Uh-huh.
Fun stuff. Now, getting on to the end of this recap of 2020, Christian did say that she will predict that it will be a slow year for cinema.
That's the understatement of the year.
Black Widow will be the first disappointment for Marvel Disney, which is, I don't know yet, maybe. Our patron, Mr. Bengal 5, said he's looking forward to Wonder Woman 84, Minions, and Monster Hunter. He was dreading Croods 2 and the decreased amount of 3D movie titles. And he also said that Wonder Woman will make more money than Joker, which not close at all. And that 2020 will have a new PS5 VR thing. The current PS5 uses PS4 VR, right? But not the new one.
I don't actually know.
He also said Monster Hunter 3D would not be coming to America, but to foreign markets, which is absolutely true.
Yep.
I mean,
good job.
Yeah. That's a little bit weird because I think it got banned in China because of a stupid joke. So I don't know if they actually did get a 3D release after all, or if they just, released it as is, but I guess. And that 3D Film Archive would release more 3D movies, which I agree, yeah. Alright, so that was the end of the recap for 2019, or 2020, sorry. So, since New Jake, you weren't here for before, what movies are you looking forward to in 2021?
Most of them are going to be from last year, but my number one probably has to be the new James Bond movie, No Time to Die. I've been waiting for that for 6 years.
Alright, what other ones?
Black Widow is another one I've been waiting for. Ghostbusters Afterlife, the new Spider-Man movie, and Mission Impossible 7.
Alright, what movies are you dreading in 2021?
Well, Tom and Jerry, Minions 2, Boss Baby 2, Clifford the Big Red Dog, and Matrix 4.
Alright, Classic Jake, what movies are you looking forward to in 2021?
Mostly stuff that hasn't from last year, like King Kong versus Godzilla. But I'm also looking forward to Nobody and Nightmare Alley. Those are not 3D. I'm really the 3D. I'm really looking forward to Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what movies are you dreading?
I'm kind of dreading Rumble because it's such a novel concept, and I'm hoping it's going to be really cool, but I have a feeling it won't be. Minions because they're beating a dead horse. Boss Baby, same reason, beating a dead horse.
All right, Krista, what movies are you looking forward to?
So I'm looking forward to Raya and the Last Dragon, and to a movie called Vivo, which I had not heard of before, but is gonna be the music is gonna be Lin-Manuel Miranda, and it's gonna be animated. It's a Sony movie, so what I'm hoping is whatever the hell they did for Into the Spider-Verse, they figure out how to replicate that and do it for this one. If they do that, this would be amazing. And I'm looking forward to Pixar's Luca. Those are the three main ones that I'm looking forward to. Oh, and I'm looking forward to Jungle Cruise.
Okay. What are you dreading?
Oh my god, I am dreading so much Spirit Untamed. I'm so mad at what they have done to the Spirit franchise. I am emotionally distressed by the concept of them so thoroughly ruining Spirit.
The horse movie, right? The horse cartoon.
Yes.
All right. Anything else you're really dreading?
I mean, like Minions, don't care. Boss Baby, don't care. Like those are like not gonna be good movies, but like I was never under the assumption they were gonna be good movies. Whereas the reason Spirit pisses me off so much is because they took a franchise that was good and ruined it.
All right. For me, what I'm looking forward to in 2021 is The Suicide Squad, Godzilla vs. Kong,
Yay.
Black Widow, and what I'm dreading is Tom and Jerry, Space Jam 2, A New Legacy.
Oh, I forgot
What the
about
hell
that.
even is that?
Space Jam with LeBron James, of course.
Why are they making a sequel?
Nostalgia.
25 years or 30 years or something. Or 40 years.
Isn't this the second sequel to Space Jam?
I don't know. I don't know if that's a 3D movie or not. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
And finally, Morbius. Not looking forward to that.
Oh, I got one more to add to the dreading. Hotel Transylvania 4.
Yeah. Why?
I don't think you're going to find anybody willing to review it, Adolph.
I think
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll take all the crap and I'll watch it. Tom and Jerry, Clifford, you name it, I'll do it.
Clifford looks very has the potential to be very Uncanny Valley.
It already
It's from the
is.
director of Alvin and the Chipmunks 4. It's gonna suck.
Yeah,
I mean, we have to spread the hate around, so
yeah.
we can't just have one person do all the bad movies. We all have to occasionally pick something.
Yeah, we all have to take the bullet now and then.
I mean, I was looking forward to Wonder Woman, and I didn't know it was going to be that bad. Which is, I don't hate the movie. I just find it very disappointing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for 2021 predictions? We're not going to do decade predictions this time, just 2021. So I'll go first, and then we'll just go one each, and then come back around. So for my first prediction, I say Ghostbusters Afterlife will be boring. And no one has anything to say about that.
I don't think it's going to be boring, but I don't think it's going to be better than Ghostbusters 2016. I know that much.
Let's hope.
Better director.
One thing I have learned from 2020 is never say it could get worse.
Yeah.
All right. Classic Jake, what's your first prediction?
That there's not going to be any movies hit the $1 billion mark in 2021.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Because, okay, right now, as we're recording this, it's a slow, steady kind of thing with vaccines coming out. It may take until the summer to really get a good amount of the population of each country to get it, if not the fall. So it's going to be kind of a hard thing for movies until then. Yeah, it's going to be, I think, I really worry that it's going to be another bad year for movies just because, people that do go out are few and far between, but who knows?
Yeah, and we also got COVID-20 now.
Krista, what do you got next?
It's very hard for me to make any sort of predictions. I'm gonna. Oh, geez.
You want to double down from last year? Anything?
Well, I doubled down on the Jungle Cruise. We're gonna like it. No one else is gonna like it. I'm trying to think about, like, between the animated movies, we've got Raya and the Last Dragon. We have Pixar's Luca and Vivo are the three that I'm gonna think those are the three that are gonna be the ones that are up for best animated picture. And I'm gonna say that Vivo's gonna probably win musical awards, but that it won't win best animated. And that Raya and the Last Dragon will win best animated.
Okay. New Jake, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be a little bit more optimistic than Classic Jake. I'm saying that Black Widow is going to be the first $1 billion movie of 2021.
I hope you're right. I really do.
Me too.
I mean,
I have hope.
I feel so much for her because she had to wait so long to finally get a movie, and then it got delayed a whole year.
A full year, yeah.
Now, one thing you did mention last year, Krista, I think I kind of forgot to mention it. I did write everything down and got everything there, but it's a lot of stuff. You said that one theater chain will officially go out of business. Do you think that's going to happen this year?
Oh, it already, what was it? Was it AMC that declared bankruptcy at one point, or am I making stuff up?
Oh, they're close enough to it. They're trying to raise over $100 million to keep afloat.
Yeah, that prediction stands. That the theater industry is not in a good place right now.
All right, so let's keep going. The next one for me would be that Morbius will be delayed and will not release in March of 2021 as originally put down.
Yeah, I could see that.
I can imagine that going to like October or something. All right, new Jake or classic Jake. What do you got next?
Okay, all the 2020 delays are going to get released in 2021. Some will go to theater, some will go to on demand, but they're just gonna clear them out because because they've got too much new product in the pipeline and they have to get stuff out whether they think it's going to make them money or not.
Okay, that's kind of a business kind of thing. You just have to get it out, move on, and take the loss if you have to, and just you can't just be.
Mm-hmm. And I do think a few of them will get date changes in the year, but they will come out.
Because I know Wonder Woman, I think that they kind of had to come out because they already had all these chips and drinks and stuff with the Wonder Woman, and it's weird if they didn't come out with the movie and have all this merchandise.
Most of the merch had already come out.
But yeah, I'm just saying, they have to have the movie come out the same year the merch does, or try to at least, because it's going to be weird to have something a year later or something. All right, Krista, do you got anything else?
So I think Raya and the Last Dragon will not do nearly as well as Disney wants it to, but it'll do better than Onward did.
That one's interesting because they're doing both Disney Plus premiere. You paid $20 to watch it, or you go to the theater for it. To have it the same day and date, is that going to really hurt Raya, or is it gonna? People are just gonna be like, "I go to the theaters, whatever. I'm not gonna pay $30 for it." I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be interesting. It's really interesting that Disney did not back down from that premiere thing after Mulan got a lot of pushback, and Warner Brothers, kind of went crazy with HBO Max movies for this year. So, All right, new Jake, what's your next prediction?
Since you mentioned HBO Max, I predict that HBO is not going to follow through with releasing all their films at the same time in theaters as they are on the streaming service. Especially with the Legendary stuff. I think it's not going to be followed through.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I figure that's all ended up in court.
What? I actually don't know what you're talking about.
Legendary, who they're the producers of King Kong vs. Godzilla and Dune, are suing AT&T, who's the owner of Warner Brothers, over dumping the movies day and date on HBO Max without telling them first or offering any compensation for it.
So, I'll keep going. I'm going to double down from last year and say that Eternals will be a flop.
No, I don't know if it will because, Marvel being Marvel, worldwide juggernaut, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just saying she's a really good director, and everybody said Guardians was going to be Disney's first bomb.
True.
Mm-hmm.
All right, new Jake or classic Jake? You got another one?
Yeah, I'm going to say Peacock is the new Crackle.
Except you have to pay for Peacock.
No, right now it's free.
Oh, is it really? Oh, yeah. I'm still not going to download it.
I don't know if there's a pay tier, but I haven't seen it.
There is, okay. Peacock is kind of like Amazon Prime, where there is a section of stuff that is free with ads, and there's a section of stuff that is exclusive. So you could watch some stuff on NBC on Peacock for free with ads, like just say Meet the Press, or you could watch the new Saved by the Bell with a paid Peacock for $5.
Yeah, that's more reason not to download it.
Yeah, my point is it's gonna hang around, but it's never gonna be top tier.
It's going to be like Apple TV or Apple Plus, whatever it's called. It's just going to be there. It's going to exist.
Yeah. Well, Apple Plus is kind of the Crackle 2.0.
I'd rather have Crackle. I mean, there was some engaging content like Joe Dirt too.
Yeah. Oh, and what's that? Martin Freeman, he did a show for them that was really good. I cannot remember its name.
Oh, yeah, what is that show?
It was
I
good.
really just watched it for Super Mansion, but that was all I really used Crackle for.
Yeah.
All right, Krista, do you got any other predictions?
Spirit Untamed is not going to be good, but kids are going to love it. It's going to be like a thing with kids.
Is it going to be hand drawn or is it CGI animation?
It's CGI.
Oh, jeez. The original looks so great.
Yes, okay, this is why I'm so annoyed. The original is amazing. The original Spirit is amazing, and even from without knowing really anything about this movie, like I'm already dreading it because they're already fundamentally missing the point of what the original movie was even about in the first place. Because okay, I'm not opposed to Horse Girl franchises. Horse Girl stuff is fine, but Spirit and Horse Girls should not go together. That's my hot take, because the entire point of Spirit is that he could not be ridden and that he wasn't supposed to be tamed, and yet you're going to give him to a little girl and have the little girl ride him. It misses the point entirely.
I mean, it may be good. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean,
you just have to watch it.
Right.
All right. New Jake, do you got anything else?
I think Netflix or a streaming service of some kind is gonna win Best Picture for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't Netflix already won?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a feeling.
Oh no.
I think they're going to pick up some Oscars for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Oh yeah, definitely. Chadwick Boseman's a shoe-in for supporting actor or best actor, whatever they choose.
Yeah, he's going to be the one. I figure they're going to nominate a bunch of guys who've already won, so they won't feel hurt. But because I think they want to give Chadwick Boseman something.
Oh yeah, he's this generation's Heath Ledger essentially.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll come back around and say I think box office blockbusters will return to an extent, meaning over $100 million box office weekend, but overall the 2019 number it will not be equal to the 2019 numbers. So it will be a whole lot better than 2020, which is almost nothing, but it's not going to be as good as 2019.
Yeah.
So it will be okay, but not healthy.
Well, what was the worldwide box office this year? 3 billion, 2 billion, something like that?
I could look that up. I could tell you the top 10 movies of the year.
Bad Boys 3.
Bad Boys for Life was #1 movie in the world for 2020 officially.
Oh,
Yay! Sony finally won.
I feel like we have a better slate of movies this coming year than we did last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them they've been hyped, ironically, for more than a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I looked it up. 2020 made $2.0 billion worldwide, an 81% drop compared to 2019.
Oh, here's another prediction I've got. I don't think a theater chain's going to go out of a major chain's going to go out of business, but I think they're going to start closing theaters big time, permanently. I predict
drive-ins are going to come back though.
Yeah, I predict Regal is going to start closing theaters in states that are locked down.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can imagine some theaters, some chains would be like, okay, this one in the big city might stay, but this one over here and the suburbs will gone, and yeah, you gotta pick and choose which ones survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
feasible.
because I figure they're probably going to mostly pull out of Oregon because they're talking it may be summer before theaters are reopened in this state.
Jesus Christ.
All right, Chris, do you got anything else?
I predict that average movie prices are going to fall.
Oh, that's a good one.
Especially for Warner Brothers stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, like theater prices are going to fall. I have no idea what's going to happen with streaming prices. I feel like they're massively overcharging for streaming right now, so I hope it falls. But
Yeah.
I feel like definitely theaters gonna be depressed.
I like that actually a lot, Krista. I think that's a very good way to get theaters to be like, okay, come back, $5 for your movie, $5. Come on, come back. I think that's something that's very likely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, some theaters are saying that if they show a Warner Brothers movie, it's going to be, we're only going to charge $3 because that compared to the streaming price per month is,
Yeah.
going to take a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so New Jake, you got anything else?
I think AMC theaters it's either going to be severely, like, they're going to shut down a lot of their stuff here in the U.S., or they're just going to go out of business entirely.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's a real possibility.
Mm.
Because I don't think the money they just raised is going to help them.
No. I mean, if it does, it's just going to be to keep rent paid for the next few months until they actually get movie theaters open, which not looking good.
In the big markets, it doesn't look good, and that's where they make their money. Majority.
Mm-hmm. New York, LA, Chicago.
Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to look at what they own and what they rent, and I think a lot of theaters they rent, they're probably going to cut them loose first in markets that are still closed.
A lot of empty buildings out there. But I feel sorry for the local chains. I don't care about these bigger chains.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite theaters around here are smaller, independently owned theaters or small chains, and they're hurting more than these big guys. So that's what I'm really going to be missing is the smaller theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and I figure when movie theaters come back, they're going to do away with their movie subscription plans because I figure they're
Oh yeah, definitely.
because they're figure they can't make money, especially if they can't come to terms with Hollywood. I mean, you have to admit theaters are in a pretty precarious position. They've got a crappy business model. They completely depend on a product that they have no control over, and like they have this space that people pay to come see things, but they show are movies distributed through Hollywood, and most of the time made by Hollywood. They don't go and go, oh, some of them like will rent space out for a church or something, or maybe to pay-per-view event. But I don't know of any theaters that like going, oh, sorry, Warner Brothers, we're not going to screen your movies because a local band is renting our auditorium for a concert.
Oh yeah, I mean, you follow the money. You want that money.
But they're not even following the money. They're just Hollywood. It's just they expect.
Pushing that product. Yep.
And I think that's because of the Paramount decree, which is the Department of Justice said is irrelevant, and they're right because they don't really care about theaters anymore because they have streaming and they have complete control over that, even more so than they did over the theaters.
So, Jake, that's a prediction for you, is that streaming services, not streaming services, the membership plans are going extinct. That's a prediction.
Yep.
Okay. Krista, do you got anything else or nah?
I can't really be specific with this, but I feel like Honestly, I don't even know if it's going to happen in 2021, but we're going to have a major court case involving copyright that fundamentally changes copyright law in some way. For better or worse, I don't know, but something about copyright law is going to change.
I like it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I could see it happening, if not this year, in the near future.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
New Jake, you got anything else? I got plenty, so.
That movie Chaos Walking with Tom Holland is going to be one of the biggest flops of the year, and it will probably sweep the 2021 Golden Raspberries.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard a decent word about that movie.
The trailer looks absolutely trash. It's so much garbage. Ugh.
I would not be surprised if that actually gets pushed back a year.
Now, I think Space Jam, which would be a prediction next one, it will be the most hated movie of 2021. Space Jam 2.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Especially
meme.
among us millennials.
Yeah, it's going to be, people are going to go, the year 2020 was so Space Jam.
All right. Classic Jade, do you got anything else?
Let me think. What do I have? I think physical media is going to make a minor comeback.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that, especially with 4K re-releases.
And a lot of it, unfortunately, I think is going to be on demand, so that means it's going to be burnt media.
Okay.
As long as I can get it on physical, I don't care.
Yeah.
All right. Krista, do you have anything else, or do you want to skip?
I'm kind of running low on ideas.
Okay. New Jake, you got anything else?
I think the top 10 movies of the year is going to be almost entirely populated with movies from 2020, except for probably Mission Impossible 7.
Okay. That's very good. Yeah, I think that's very likely to happen.
Yeah, that's a good prediction. And
thank you.
All right. I'm going to go next. So this is a double down from 2016. So I remember some predictions I did before, and this one is something that I wanted to happen, and I think it's going to happen maybe this time. Warner Brothers will announce, as a desperate attempt to rekindle the nostalgia for the 90s, they will announce movies from their animated TV shows from the 90s, including Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, Freakazoid,
Ooh.
and Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, I love a Freakazoid movie.
Oh God, yes, Freakazoid.
Krista, do you like any of those cartoons?
I don't know that I've seen any of them.
Oh.
What?
Oh man.
I was born in 96.
Oh. Well, that's whenever Animaniacs went off the air, I think. That's so depressing.
How do you think I feel? I'm old enough to remember how crappy 1968 was. I admit I couldn't read and write yet, but I was.
Nick, the ruiner of children's dreams since '68. Damn you,
Yeah,
Nick.
but I was potty trained and I was walking.
See, there you go. That's a positive.
Yeah, exactly.
So Freakazoid is so easy to do now. It could be a complete, like a PG version of Deadpool. It's so easy. So easy to do.
Yeah, it was Deadpool before Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly.
And Ed Asner is still alive, so he could still voice that cop. Knock on wood, he's still alive if they do a movie.
Cosgrove.
Cosgrove, yes. Oh, God. Oh, that show was so off the wall.
Animaniacs is in a weird place because Hulu did pay for the reboot, which came out last year. So I don't know if they have the rights to make a movie out of it. This will be announced, not released. Announced. It'll be announced like a Warner Brothers thing with when they release Space Jam. They'll be like, oh, by the way, here's some other stuff we're working on. and then Tiny Toon Adventures, I think, and Pinky and the Brain. I think all those things could be. Pinky and the Brain's easy, so that's an easy thing for a movie.
Well, they're making TV series out of Tiny Toons and Pinky and the Brain, so will it be sooner rather than later, or later rather than sooner?
They'll announce it, but they won't get a date yet. They'll be like in the near future, next couple of years.
That's fair.
It might be
That's fair.
a year or two, just because they got to get the story right. But I think Pinky the Brain will probably be the first to have a movie.
I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Classic Jake, you got anything else?
Yeah, I think heads are going to roll at Warner Brothers because all of this is going to blow up in their face, bigger than it already has. All these announcements, you're going to have people coming out saying stuff, and a lot of it's going to be triggered by the response of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
Okay. New Jake, you got anything else?
I mean, not at the top of my head, no.
All right, I'll keep going. I'll say that Matrix 4 will surprise everyone and actually be great and get people excited for more Matrix movies. It will restore the franchise.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but I hope. You know me, hope springs eternal.
The Wachowskis have a poor track record, and this is only, is it Lana Wachowski who's directing this one?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that good.
I know, I still have PTSD from Speed Racer.
That one looked good, but that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but
I do have another prediction.
Okay.
Go for it.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to get an EGOT.
Oh.
I hope. I hope.
The only thing he's missing is an Oscar, and I think he's going to get an Oscar for Vivo.
Probably.
Okay.
Or what about that Into the Heights movie? Do you think they'll give him an Oscar?
I don't know if they'll give that an Oscar. That's iffy.
Well, I think he's got a good shot at getting an Oscar for music.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he may get a technical one. He might get an Oscar for the 2020 version of of Hamilton, because that technically is a movie.
Yeah, it qualifies for the Oscars, I believe.
Like, did he create any new music for that, or?
I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah,
they've checked. I don't even think they know what the rules are.
I mean, the movie Hamilton is literally just a film of the play Hamilton. Nothing changed. That's just the recording that they're releasing as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But they did edit it, and they did have different additional viewpoints that were not available. So it's kind of in the gray area. Is it a movie or is it a edited, screenplay or whatever? But I don't know. EGATs, just in case people don't know what we're talking about, is Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award. It is someone that gets all of those things, and it's quite rare. And
yeah.
All right, Classic Jake, you got anything else?
One more. I think we're gonna have it kind of fizzled the VR revolution with the inexpensive headsets, but I think it's gonna steady, like it's gonna be steady, but it's gonna be more and more popular. I think VR has reached a point that it's gonna be more than a fad. It's not gonna take over, but it's gonna become a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do have not a year prediction, but not even a decade prediction, more like a century prediction, because I have noticed in my studies of 3D history, the 1850s were big for 3D photography. People were obsessed with 3D photos in the 1850s. 1950s, as we all know, was the golden age of 3D film. I'm going to go out on a completely limb here and say that the 2050s are going to be the age of VR, and we're going to have like holodecks and crazy stuff like that.
So you're saying Ready Player One's going to become a reality?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I'm thinking it'll be Ready Player One will be a reality sooner than that.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to living in a stacked trailer.
No, and I live very close to Cincinnati, so yeah, I don't want that happening either.
Yeah.
All right. If no one else has anything, I'll go through my list.
Okay.
New Jake, you got anything else or no?
No, you go ahead, do your thing.
All right. Sony will announce a new and improved VR for PS5.
Yeah, that's a solid one.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid trailer will be revealed, and it will look really nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
Except for Melissa McCarthy, she's going to be the new Will Smith, probably. All the CGI.
3D will make a huge comeback.
Let's hope.
God, I hope so.
Yes. Hopefully a new 4K 3D TV will be announced this year, or sometime this decade.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think 3D will be a huge comeback because theaters are like, okay, hey, you can't have 3D at home anymore because the 3D Blu-rays are almost extinct and streaming services are few and far between. So come back to our theaters where you can see 3D. We upgraded our system in 2020. Now, blah, 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 blah.
I think that's probably correct, just because 3D historically has always been what the theater industry falls back on whenever there's some reason that people aren't going to the theaters. Because that's why it was a thing in the 1950s, is because of everyone had TVs, and they were like, no, we want you to come to the theaters still.
Yeah, they did the large screen format, then 3D, and yeah, it's just a repeating cycle, essentially, every 30 years.
Mm-hmm. And improved sound.
Mm-hmm. Like we got Atmos now,
and
laser
it happened
projectors
to a lesser extent in the 1970s with the advent of VHS, and then arguably in the 2000s, what has been driving 3D innovation has been the competition with the internet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next one, Man of Steel will be announced, and with Henry Cavill, and the villains will be Metallo and Parasite.
I'd say more like Bizarro or somewhere along the lines of there. Maybe more Lex Luthor.
I'm thinking that they just want to have something new and totally different for Superman.
Or a Mixtleplex, or however you pronounce his name. Maybe he'll be involved.
Mr.
Mixtleplex and Batmite.
Batmite, oh god. they're scraping the barrel of villains now.
I mean, Mixtleplex could be a CG creature, and no one would have a problem with that.
No, but it'll look crappy, most likely.
And they could be Gilbert Gottfried, reprise his role from the Superman cartoon.
Mix your spit blank.
So what you want to do? It's by Affleck. Oh god, that hurt my voice doing that.
He was great in that show. He was great, and I really liked Superman animated series from the 90s. And when he appeared in the one or two episodes, he was really good. So sure.
Yeah.
All right.
But he's kind of fallen by the wayside though with his whole thing from 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean they did have a Supergirl episode with Mr. Mixtleplex, right, Krista?
Mr. Mixtleplex?
Yeah.
From the fifth dimension, you get him to say his
was that what do you call it? Was that Darren Criss?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, he played him on Flash.
Like Darren Criss from Glee played Mixtleplex?
Yes.
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 Interesting casting choice.
Musical episode. It was a musical episode with
Flash.
what? Yeah, the Flash and Supergirl were singing.
My mind is on fire from that.
And it also had John Barrowman, I believe, was in that episode.
Yeah. So I mean, he's got so many singers on the CW shows. It made sense.
Yeah.
But why? Like they knew that they could, but they didn't think that they should.
It was good. It was good.
I've never seen any of the Arrowverse series, so I'm completely lost here.
It's so much better than the Buffy one that Josh Whedon did. That's
Oh, God,
because
Buffy.
they weren't singers, and it showed. While the
Yeah.
one they did, Flash Supergirl crossover, half of these people were on Glee for years. So, and other
yeah.
people were Broadway singers. So, bam, it made sense, and it worked because they could actually sing.
Yeah.
But they didn't really need to do that. Like, do we need Superman the musical? I mean, they tried to do that with Spider-Man on Broadway, and it flopped hard. So
This episode worked. It worked. Trust me, it worked.
I'll take your word for it. I'll have to watch the Arrowverse at some point.
All right. My last 3D movie prediction. Now, I'm going to have some predictions after this one that is off topic. But this is the last 3D movie one. This is a good one. Disney will announce a Toy Story Trilogy visual remake, and it will have the same graphics as 4.
Oh,
I don't think that will happen, but I
No.
desperately wish it.
I don't think Pixar will let that happen. I hope not.
It's so easy for them. And they could re-release them in theaters, have full 3D, maybe have a few token, 5-minute scenes here and there to add something to it. They could say the Toy Story Director's Edition and have the new visuals and have, some deleted scenes they couldn't do before. It won't be like more than 5 minutes each movie. And boom, you have and then all the audio could be copy and pasted from the original. So you don't change the movies really. You just get, new visuals and boom, there you go. Full 3D releases. Each movie will make $1 billion.
Well, but you're making it almost like a George Lucas type thing where it's like it's not good as is.
True.
And I think it should just be preserved as is because that's like what the Nazis did during their reign when they went to archaeology sites and just put swastikas and everything. It's just that's what I see it as. I don't think they should do that.
Well, with Lucas, I didn't care so much that he changed his movies. What I cared about, because this is something Spielberg didn't do, is bend over backwards to annihilate the older version of it and make it unavailable for people.
That's true, but I have a feeling that Disney might do something along the lines of that because they've changed so many of their movies, like with The Lion King and Fantasia and all these other things. Some good reasons, some bad reasons, but I don't know. They should just leave well enough alone because they stand fine on their own. I mean, it shows the progression from where they started at to where they are now. It's a great timeline to watch like all these Pixar movies in order, and to do something like that would I don't think it would be as successful as you say it would, but fans wouldn't go for it either, despite having like all the audio and stuff the same. It would just be too weird.
I don't know. Even though you
I mean, I think I'm kind of sit between the two of you, where I think they could do a remaster of the first one and have it be successful. I don't think it's going to be nearly as successful as I think Adolph thinks, but I'm not as discouraged from it as Jake. I think it's somewhere in the middle.
That's a fair assessment.
even if they should not do it, I think Disney will. That's the prediction.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you want it to not happen. It's one of those things that, oh yeah, it might happen kind of thing. That's the prediction,
Well, we'll see if you're right. I hope to God that you're not, but knowing Disney being Disney, it probably will.
All right. Classic Jake.
Okay, I think Sony is going to get tired of their of the movies intellectual property they're making movies of not having merchandise rights. So I think they're going to start like a PlayStation universe or whatever their game system is, the stuff that they own outright.
Maybe. I know they did try a PlayStation All-Stars battle game and that kind of flopped. So
No, the cinematic universe.
oh, okay.
Oh, you mean like with the Ratchet and Clank thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And if they're smart, they're going to start small, low budget, and work their way up.
Yeah.
All right. So that will be it for the 3D ones. Anyone else have anything else before we close up this? Krista?
No.
New Jake?
I just got to say, 2021 is probably definitely going to be a better year than 2020.
Oh, definitely.
All right, classic Jake.
Still waiting for Meme in the movie.
All right. No, before we're not going to wrap up yet. We got some off-topic ones. So here's some off-topic ones. I say Brexit aftermath will cause bad economics for the United Kingdom.
Oh, most definitely.
Absolutely, objectively true.
Yeah, Boris Johnson, he's going to be leaving office most likely this year because of that.
Mm-hmm. And if Labour gets rid of Corbyn, they'll probably take control of the government.
Most likely.
Mm-hmm. But the Brits hate Corbyn more than Johnson, so they'll keep Johnson if it's Corbyn.
Yeah, maybe they'll wise up.
Classic Jake, do you got any other off-topic predictions for this year?
Everything I can think of is an apocalyptic scenario, so I should keep my mouth shut.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, we're going to hit a worldwide depression.
Okay. 2021 would be a mental health year that is horrible for everyone. Okay. Krista, do you have any off-topic predictions for 2021?
It's so completely up in the air, in my opinion. Like, it's so hard to see, like, even a month into the future, because I have no idea what Trump is going to do come January 20th. Like, if Trump is going to try and stay in the White House beyond when he's legally allowed to. Like, that's never been a situation where we've even been in before as a country. So, like, even though we can make some kind of educated guesses as to what might happen, it's just predictions are usually based on knowledge of the past and what has happened before. And if it's something that you've never dealt with before, it's very hard to make a prediction about that.
Okay. New Jake, you got any predictions for off topic?
Well, I think Trump will probably, at least if not face jail time this year, he'll probably at least go to court in New York State for some of those crimes that he's being supposedly going to be charged with. So it's going to be the big one this year, most likely.
I mean, a prediction I 100% believe is that the pardons aren't over and that he's going to try and pardon. It's kind of a 50-50 flip whether he's going to try and pardon himself, but I'm almost positive that he's going to try and pardon his kids.
I mean, yeah, Jared Kushner and Ivanka, all the Don Jr., Eric.
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Classic Jake, who do you think is going to win the Senate in the Georgia?
I think the Republicans are going to hold it, but the Democrats are going to just pick up one seat.
No.
I think Perdue is going to hang on because he's popular in Georgia.
I'm going to be more optimistic slightly and say that we win both Georgia seats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But even if we win both seats,
it's still 50-50.
And I've noticed this: Republicans can get stuff done when they have a majority, but Democrats seem to have 60 seats to get anything done.
Okay, yes. Not to go too political, I don't want to go on to a rant about the Democratic Party, but the problem is, well, okay, so the problem we had in
spine implant.
Huh?
You need a spine implant.
Yes, that's partially true. The problem we had in 2016 was that the Democrats were pretty much split down the middle. Is you had quote unquote Democrats and you have the progressives, and the establishment Democrats and the progressives disagree strongly with each other. They really shouldn't even be defined as the same party. If it were any other country, they wouldn't be considered the same party. But because of America set up as a two-party system, the progressives figured allying with the Democrats was their best chance at ever being able to do anything because our government is so dysfunctional.
But it's like the same thing with the Republicans, though. Like the Trumpers and the non-Trumpers.
Okay, yes. So that's what happened. Was the problem was Republicans used to be very unified. It used to be that Republicans would always fall in line. Republicans would always do what the party was doing. That changed when Trump became a big figure in the Republican Party. So what you have is now there's Trump and there's anti-Trump Republicans.
Yes.
And so the Republican Party also split. The reason we lost in 2016 is the same reason Trump lost in 2020, is because his party split. So, in a sense, like, we're a two-party system that really has like 4 or 5 parties that are encompassed within those two parties. So it's very confusing. It makes no sense.
Now, you said we. You mean we you are the Democrat, not we as the website.
I said we as the United States,
Okay,
we as America.
Okay. So I guess to boil down your prediction, Krista, to make it a prediction, you're going to say even if Democrats get 50, they'll find a way to screw it up. Was that okay or no?
I was sorry. I was directly answering. Jake was talking about how the Democrats, even when they have majority control of the Senate, they don't get anything done. The reason is because the Democrats are not one party; they're two parties that are.
And it doesn't help that we're going through what's known as a political realignment, and those are always long, drawn out, and painful.
Okay. Other predictions? I hate to say this. I want to be positive. I want to be super excited for the new year. I mean, we got a new patron, Kevin Winter. We got a vaccine, but I feel like COVID 2019 is going to evolve past and become worse than it was before. And
I don't think the country is going to recover until 2024.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah. It's
and
this virus is just not gonna. It's gonna come back. It's not gonna be over.
Heck, we got COVID. We've got COVID-20, and they're saying the vaccine will work against it. We'll find out.
We have no idea. How could we possibly know if the vaccine will work against it? And it's confirmed in the U.S. It started in the U.K., but it's now officially in the U.S.
In 3 states.
Now, is this COVID-20 or is it just a mutated version of 19?
It's a
It's mutated, but they're referring to it as
version.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any other off-topic ones, Classic Jake?
Let me think.
All right, I'll skip you. Krista, do you got anything else?
I can almost guarantee there is going to be at least one very bad court decision.
Okay.
In the Supreme Court.
Okay. Yeah. New Jake, you got anything?
I think, well, I can't really think of anything at the moment.
All right.
Hey, I've got one.
Go ahead.
This one I'm just pulling out of my rear end. No insight or anything. I think Jeff Bezos is going to buy MGM UA.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could see that.
And that'll give him 50% ownership of the Bond franchise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Could you see Bond on Amazon?
Oh yeah.
Think how much traffic that would drive.
Yeah, I like, and then having like the exclusive rights to the discs too. You know, I think that's something they could buy pretty easily and be like, all right, any DVDs or Blu-rays, you have to buy them off Amazon. You know.
Yeah. Or if they do it in store,
and the Broccoli family wouldn't fight because Jeff Bezos has so much damn money. He could sign off on any outrageous movie they want to make because he could afford it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I mean, do you think we'll get more Bonds that way if that happens?
Maybe.
I think we'd probably get a Bond series as well as Bond movies.
Yeah.
Probably have a whole Bond.
Money Penny.
Yeah, you could have a Money Penny. Yeah, you could have a Money Penny series. You could have his Felix.
Yeah. You could have the beginnings of Spectre, not the movie, but the organization.
Yep, exactly.
I'm tired of these long ass gaps because Craig's been Bond for 15 years now, and we've only gotten 5 movies.
Mm-hmm.
And this most recent one's going to be 5.5 years since we've got Spectre.
Yeah, but they've been a lot better than. I mean, I still have nightmares from the Roger Moore years.
Octopussy wasn't that bad.
All right, I got one more.
Okay.
This is a big one. Huge prediction. Totally going out on the limb. It's gonna shock all of you.
Okay. Give it to us.
I don't know if you're ready. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Yeah, 2020s. We're never going to be ready, so you might as well go for it.
All right, let me get my soundboard up so that way I have appropriate sounds. Space aliens will finally reveal themselves to Earth. They are friendly and helpful.
Oh. Yes.
I hope. We need new leadership.
I am not going to go that far, but I wouldn't be surprised if like SETI or whatever the hell actually did find something noteworthy.
We've been hearing it all last year. We saw that there's UFOs in the video. We saw that an Israeli person or military person said that they've made contact. Over the years we've had this. We're ready. 2021 will be when the space aliens come. And they will be super friendly, super nice. You can't kill them. You can't destroy them. They're not going to be war with us. And that's why Space Force was done by Trump. Because he knew something, but they didn't give him the full details because they didn't trust him. So, but they're going to be friendly. It's going to be like first contact with the Vulcans meeting Earthlings. And there will be the new normal will be a new normal because we can never go back to the pre-pandemic time because that time doesn't exist anymore because space aliens are here. And I don't know how the aliens would look. I don't know if it's going to be lizard people or greys or Vulcans or Chewbacca's or
These nuts.
or clouds that look like farts. I don't know.
Hopefully they look like the ones from Alien Nation. Those are
Okay,
pretty cool.
an actual point. I know we're being half facetious here, but we did discover life on Venus, and I feel like 2020 was so crazy. We completely missed that. No one even noticed that. We actually discovered life on Venus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that
Are they women?
No.
Uh,
Okay, so what was life on Venus was that they found like some things there that they can't explain, phosphine or something that doesn't make any sense to why it would be on the planet. That it has to be something like potentially be made by an animal or plant or some kind. So I think that's the life that you're talking about, Krista, right?
yes, it's not intelligent life like y'all are talking about. It's like bacteria or whatever.
Hey,
And
it's still alive.
yeah.
So yeah, aliens for the final prediction. New Jake, could you predict that? Did you imagine that we'll talk about aliens in this podcast?
No, I didn't think we would, except unless it was a movie. But no, that's a pretty big bombshell.
Yeah, and I think they're going to go take it to The Hague and they're going to file a suit against discrimination, and Hollywood has been besmirching their reputation for decades.
Nope. In my prediction, they'll think it's funny.
Yeah.
They're like so legitimately cool and nice. They're like, oh my god, it's like Flanders, but like not Christian. It's like, oh. And it would change the entire human race. Because like we're talking about World War III in 2020, and we didn't talk about pandemic. But we're like, we knew some things were going on in 2019. We knew there was a virus that was starting to go around China. But we know 2020 alien stuff has been going around. It's going to happen this year, guys. And we're going to have space aliens and everything will be different. And the space aliens will love our 3D movies. Woo! Get it, circle all together.
They're going to bring us the technology for glasses-free 3D.
And holograms, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And EMH, emergency medical holograms, yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to stop the Civil War that's going to start January 20th, and it's only going to go for 24 hours. Then they're going to stop it.
So what about that EMH stuff, Krista? You like that? Like Voyager?
I actually We could go very, very off topic if you get me started talking about holograms, so you maybe shouldn't.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it alone. But
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
all right, we'll save that for the patrons.
Well, technically, I don't think it's going to be a thing in 2021, but I think we are approaching the threshold, at least within the century, of having AI that is more intelligent than humans.
Okay.
We're going to approach the singularity, and after that, we have no idea what will happen.
I think we're already there because I think AI is smarter than majority of people on Earth.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. With that, we'll wrap up the prediction show. Thank you all for listening. Let's hope for the best for 2021. Hope for all of us to have good health, all of us to get good riches, all of us to have happiness and joy and love. That's how we end this show. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my patrons. Thank you, Kano3D, Mr. Bengal 5, and Kevin Winter for your financial support on Patreon.com. So that's going to be it for this podcast. Thanks for listening. You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Links are in the info box. If you want to send us listener mail, our email address is email3dortwo@gmail.com. Thank you for either listening or watching this podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.